WRC-TV, Washington's #1 station for late news. This is News 4 at 11 with Pat Lawson Muse. Weather with meteorologist Tom Kirai. And sports with Wally Bruckner. Now, News 4 at 11.
Tonight, one more attempted carjacking overnight, only this time it turns bloody. Good evening. I'm Pat Lawson Muse. Two 16-year-olds and a 17-year-old are in custody tonight, and an 18-year-old is dead. Police say the young men were trying to steal a car. An off-duty FBI agent showed up, and one of the teenagers tried to steal his car at gunpoint. It all happened at an apartment parking lot in Prince George's County. Archie Kelly has our story.
This is how it all ended. The body of the alleged carjacker sprawled on the parking lot just outside a bullet-riddled car. Police say it began just after 11 p.m. An off-duty FBI agent arriving to visit friends interrupted two young men in the process of stealing this '83 Honda Civic. They say one of the suspects fled. The other pulled a .38 caliber revolver and demanded the keys to the FBI agent's car.
The agent complied. The suspect then got inside the agent's car. At that time, the agent fired several rounds from his issued weapon and striking the suspect multiple times.
Zachary Duncan says he was in his apartment watching TV.
And I heard someone yell, "Stop, don't move." And then from there I heard approximately 5 gunshots, I believe.
I could hear all kinds of people yelling, "Call the police, call an ambulance," and this type of thing.
Police arrived, but the suspect was already dead. He was identified as 18-year-old Anthony Tyrone Brown, a Largo High School senior and football player who lives about a mile from the shooting scene. This latest fatal incident comes at a time when the FBI says it plans to get involved with local police in an effort to stop the recent wave of carjackings. FBI officials confirm they're looking into a number of options, including the use of undercover vans and luxury cars operated by decoy drivers.
Murder and injuries and car thefts and all of these things affect everybody, and as part of a community, the FBI is here to assist and help other agencies and do whatever we can to get this problem under control.
But it's not under control yet, and apartment residents say they're worried.
It's very discouraging because, you know, you think this is a good neighborhood and it hits so close to home.
I think I should look into protecting myself and my car.
Archie Kelly, News 4, Washington.
All three suspects in custody are from Largo. They are being held on $85,000 bond in the Prince George's County Jail. Tonight, D.C. police say they are extremely skeptical of an allegation that former D.C. Mayor Marion Barry sexually assaulted a woman on Saturday. High-ranking police officials tell us that the alleged victim gave few details of the alleged assault. Senior officials say police would investigate further, but they also say the woman in her complaint has provided few details of what may have happened. News 4 also spoke to Barry and his campaign manager, Cora Masters. Both strongly deny any incident had taken place and say the allegation sounds like a last-minute campaign dirty trick. The D.C. primary election is on Tuesday. Barry is seeking to revive his political career by running for the D.C. Council in Ward 8. Well, tonight, the Redskins are celebrating win #1, but the quarterback is not happy with the fans. George Michael has details on this from our sports office. George?
Well, Pat, I think more honestly and probably more accurately, Mark Griffith is just saying, if you want to boo me, well, I've done the best I can do. It was a game of big plays and unlikely heroes. Certainly going into the game, you didn't think Kurt Gavea was going to be the star of the game, but names like Kurt Gavea, then Desmond Howard with a great play, Mark Rippon, who had a solid performance, it all adds up to a 24-17 hard-fought win. Many people thought the Redskins would win in a blowout. That did not happen. Let's go out to RFK Stadium. It took a great play to really fire up this Redskin team, and it took place on special teams with the Redskins leading 7-0. Brian Mitchell will take the punt. He will then lateral back to Desmond Howard to his left. Boy, Mitchell was within a flash of getting clobbered, and this play would never have happened. Once he got it to the Redskins' top draft choice, Desmond Howard, on a tremendous run and some good downfield blocking, gets his first NFL touchdown. Redskins lead 14-0, but that lead was not going to be enough. In fact, no lead was going to be enough against the Falcons during the course of this game. On the ensuing kickoff, the man who plays for the Atlanta Braves would return big time, and that's because he's prime time. Neon Deion Sanders takes it at the 1/2-yard line. He gets credit officially for a 99-yard touchdown run. Danny Copeland couldn't get him, and certainly the man that kicked the ball, Chip Lohmiller, was not going to get him. 99 yards. First kickoff against the Skins in almost 5 years to go for a touchdown. The Redskins made enough mistakes that actually they could have lost this game. Coach?
We did enough things that, you know, could cost you a ball game. You know, you're playing extremely well, but you make enough mistakes, a couple of costly penalties and a couple of big plays, but they're going to get some big plays because they're that good. And, you know, we gave up 2 big plays in that first half, and, you know, that keeps somebody in the ball game. And that could cost you. But, I mean, you know, we're fighting our guts out just to play hard, I think.
Later in the second quarter, leading 14-7, Mark Griffith would hit Gary Clark on a 16-yard touchdown. Rippon a pair of touchdown passes, 18 of 28. 181 yards with 2 touchdowns. Certainly solid numbers by any NFL standards. But there were those who decided it was a day on which to boo Mark Griffith. And yes, Mark Griffith did hear the boo birds.
I've been here 7 years, and I've you know, fought that. I've worked my tail off to try to do the best job that I can. You know, so I have no control over that. They might need a little work, though, in getting crowd noise. If that was their best effort, then Dallas has some great fans. You know, that's my shot back at them. But I've tried, like I said, for 7 years here to do things and be a good citizen and be a good role model to young kids. And obviously that the more of a butthole I guess you are, the more well you like to. Sometimes it's the case. I guess it's human nature. I guess it's the American way. But fortunately, I'm going to go about doing the things that I do best, and it's, you know, be a good role model to kids and whatever the fans think, you know, whatever.
24-17, the Redskins win. Obviously, the frustration levels are very high. We'll hear more from Wally Bruckner in his locker room report a little bit later here on News 4 at 11. Pat?
All right, George. Well, you know, this was the first home game of the year, and while some fans agree they may not have been in mid-season form, others say they were a big help to the team. We spoke with some fans as they left RFK this afternoon.
There were no fans like Skin fans, really. You know, just being in there, it's just the atmosphere. It's just,
well, describe how loud it was and what it was like.
Very loud. I can't even talk.
The whole stadium just shook like that. It was great. It was great. So how much difference do you think the fans made today?
Not a lot. I think it was opening day. I think we're not in form yet. We only have 1 preseason game. I don't think this town has pumped up the Redskins yet. We're looking forward to it.
Many fans we talked with say the Skins looked flat today, but they're confident the team will get sharper in coming weeks. Still to come tonight on News 4, the campaign heads west as President Bush tries to get one from the Gipper. Victims of Hurricane Iniki begin counting up the cost. We'll have the latest on that. We'll be right back.
In the world of luxury automobiles, you expect aerodynamic styling. A beautifully crafted, leather-trimmed interior, the uncompromising safety of driver's and passenger side airbags, and the superior performance of a 24-valve engine. You just don't expect it to be so affordable. The Acura Luxury Lease Program. It's more than a lease. It's a legend.
Something extraordinary is going on. Wall Street is moving. It's moving out of New York all the way to Washington. Because now Wall Street is moving to Citibank. At Citibank, you'll find expert investment consultants who will help you choose what's right for you. From over 600 mutual funds, stocks, bonds, and money market funds. Because Wall Street is moving to Citibank.
I'll be ready for her.
Good luck with Simpson tomorrow.
Club class from British Airways. Delivers you a little more ready to do business.
Clark, not too tired after our flight, are we?
Well, Simpson, You know how these flights are.
British Airways, the world's favorite airline.
It said he is to computer software what Thomas Edison is to the light bulb. The software Bill Gates developed runs 75% of the computers in the world. And on the day he turned 36, his company, Microsoft, was bigger than Xerox, Kodak, and McDonald's. Where in today's world do you find companies capable of such astonishing growth? Actually, there's a list of them printed every day. NASDAQ, the stock market for the next 100 years.
A Lutheran minister bears more than his soul.
You modeled Jockey Short.
And you bet your life.
Monday at 7:30 on Channel 4.
Relief is pouring onto the Hawaiian island of Kauai tonight for thousands left homeless by Hurricane Iniki. Damage looks a lot like that done to Florida by Hurricane Andrew. News 4's Jim Handley has the story.
Communication to the island is still all but out, but the extent of the damage is becoming clear. The view of Iniki's violence from the air shows destruction in every direction across the 30-mile-wide island of Kauai. The roof was pulled back off this apartment building. 10,000 homes suffered heavy damage when gusts of 160 miles an hour blew through. Airplanes were destroyed, some helicopters crushed. The airport remains closed tonight. Boats were smashed in the storm surge. Today, residents went out in search of the salvageable. If the pictures are frighteningly familiar to those from Florida, so are the stories from survivors.
Kind of explosions. This house is 27 feet to the ceiling, and the first thing I heard was the blast going.
Prayed a lot, and all I could tell the kids is just pray and tell the Lord to spare us. That's what we told the children. He said, you know what? That's okay. These are only materialistic things. The main thing, we're all healthy and we're not hurt.
A 24-hour military airlift has brought in food, portable kitchens, and communications equipment. Hundreds of National Guard troops arrived today. Macadamia nut and sugarcane crops were flattened. 8,000 were left homeless in this paradise lost. People received injuries, 3 were killed. 95% of the island remains without power tonight. Damage estimates could climb to $1 billion. Pat?
Thank you, Jim Handley. California, it's the biggest prize in any presidential election year. Today, President Bush crisscrossed the state trying to sway voters, and he had a little help. Former President Ronald Reagan joined Mr. Bush on the campaign trail. Both men attacked Democratic opponent Bill Clinton, calling him a small state governor like Jimmy Carter. Most polls, however, show the president trailing Clinton in the state. Today, Clinton spent his time with family in Arkansas and went for a jog. But tomorrow, he'll be campaigning in California and in Oregon as well. Clinton says he plans to show up for a presidential debate in East Lansing, Michigan next week, even though President Bush isn't saying whether he will be showing up. Well, Bob's with us tonight with word of a pretty nice week to come.
Wonderful weather. If elected, I will have more weather like today. How's that?
You get my vote.
Thank you very much. The work week, back to school, we'll tell you all about the weather. Stay with us.
For weeks, you've ignored the Chevy-Geo dealer's end-of-year sale. Guess you'd rather mow your lawn than just about name your own price. Of course, if you would like to save up to $3,500, get down there lickety-split. Just a suggestion.
Monday morning at 9 on Donahue. Hot Australian hunks throw a bachelorette party you'll never forget. Join our audience of brides-to-be for a super sexy dance party featuring the hard bodies of Manpower Australia. Next Donahue. And then at 10 with Jerry Springer.
It's a mother's nightmare.
How do you tell young children that the center of their universe may not live to see them grow up?
Donahue and Springer, Monday morning on Channel 4.
We'd like to show you what we did last weekend.
We went to the Labor Day sale at the Hub Furniture Centers. We did.
It's been held over through Tuesday with everything on sale and 0% financing for a full year.
Here's Kathy with a sofa, love seat, and 3 tables, all for $9.98.
Gorgeous.
Ba-ba-boo.
Look at the bedroom for $7.98.
And a great dining room value.
Oh, look, Rick, here we are in our motion section.
Yep. Which we bought for $7.98. We had a good time.
You can too, but hurry, get here by Tuesday. You know, we ought to go back.
Now, when you fly Northwest Airlines full-fare coach on a connecting flight, they'll move you up to first class free. So what that means is you pay for this much space, and you get to take up this much space free. Pretty great airline, huh? So call your travel agent or Northwest at 1-800-225-2525 for details. Go ahead. Pull my finger.
Some people say he's too old to be paid millions of dollars. In St. Louis, they say pay him whatever it takes to keep Ozzie Smith. Sunday on the Sports Machine.
Great weather here in Washington this weekend,
indeed.
but in Hawaii, terrible weather.
We'll see those cleanups again.
You know, a lot of people are wondering why the hurricane is Iniki, why it's not...
Especially after Andrew, why not a B?
Right.
Second spot, well, because the Pacific, especially the Eastern Pacific, has their own list.
Different.
And actually get more and more tropical storms out there. That's why they're already up to I. Only one so far in the Atlantic. Folks also say, why wasn't it a typhoon? Because that's in the Western Pacific, over toward the Philippines and Japan, on the other side of the international date line. Hurricanes are indeed in Hawaii. For us, we have had another wonderful, wonderful day today after yesterday, and I know the only thing you're complaining about is why couldn't we have had this weekend last weekend during Labor Day? But it's been a gorgeous, gorgeous Sunday. High temperature today, yes, getting out doing a little late season skiing, water skiing. 75 degrees, even had a beautiful sunset, a few high thin clouds out there, and you said the feel of fall this morning, but we were down at 53. Now we're nowhere near the record. Record tonight, by the way, is 46 degrees. Right now we're at a cool, comfy 63 degrees, southwesterly wind, though, a sign of our coming weather. Weather watchers reporting temperatures in the 50s out in Castleton, Dan Pilkington, 54, John Higgins in Leesburg, 58 degrees, 57 down around Dale City, Elizabeth Guthrie, King George, 55 degrees, over toward Annapolis, temperatures in the low 60s. Let me show you what's going on. And over us, we've had a few high clouds this afternoon, but look at how much of the country has settled. This is a little weather front that is slowly, slowly coming our way. But with the weather pattern such as it is, we're going to be seeing basically this same pattern, I think, for the next few days. Jet stream, the overall flow dipping well to the south out west. Where is winter? Where's the cold? Up in Alaska. Denali Park, 19 inches of snow, and it's snowing right now at Fairbanks. Meanwhile, we'll see this big old high pressure area that's been over us the last couple of days just slowly drift off. Those southwesterly winds, though, especially by Tuesday, will be bringing in noticeably warmer air and a touch of humidity, but nothing real bad. Late in the week, we'll see another shot of cooler, drier air coming our way, and for the most part, pretty settled weather. Some scattered showers, thunder showers, mid-part of the country tomorrow, but nothing around here. So my forecast for us overnight tonight, clear skies, another beautiful, good sleeping kind of night. By late tonight, temperatures in the cool suburbs out toward Warrenton, Manassas, and Gaithersburg, spots like that. In the low 50s, a few spots in the 40s, near 60 degrees in town. Tomorrow, heading out to work, back to school, a lot of sunshine. Beautiful, beautiful day for Monday. Temperatures tomorrow a little bit above today, high 70s to near 80 degrees, still with comfortable humidity and still with a lot of blue sky. Tomorrow night, clear and not quite as cool, but still comfortable. And sunny and a bit warmer. During the day on Tuesday, we will see the humidity increase a little bit, but certainly nothing bad. Boy, we've had a great summer, haven't we? With nothing too bad in the way of heat and humidity. Temperatures about 85 degrees. Few clouds the mid part of the week. And then I think some more cool air coming our way, or at least seasonable air, toward the tail end of the week. Right now, next weekend looks pretty good, too.
Fallish.
Fallish. A little color changing, too.
Oh, thank you, Bob.
Good weather.
Still to come tonight, tennis, football, and baseball. Wally Bruckner has all the highlights when we come back.
Ralph Lauren's new men's fragrance, Safari, exclusively at Hecht.
There are a lot of cars that suit the way I live. I just can't think of too many I can afford. There is this one. It's got a V6, it's pretty quick, looks sharp, and winter's a problem.
Now there's a Dodge Shadow convertible with a V6. You can even get one with a roof for under 10 grand.
A roof could be good.
There's a lot of savings per year on friends and family. The numbers really do add up.
I save $160.97.
I save $63.07.
I save about $8 a year.
I save $103.80 over AT&T.
Almost $75 a year. $30.24 per year.
I save $117.45, $68.26 per year.
$31 is $31.
$49.73.
I save because I have MCI and because I have friends and family. I think it works wonderful.
You're about to see an amazing detergent at work. Just look for the big red O. Drive in, fill up with Mobil Super Unleaded Plus, and it starts working. Unclogging fuel injectors, cleaning intake valves as you drive, giving your car performance that's trouble-free. So drive your engine clean with Mobil Super Unleaded Plus, the detergent gasoline.
So how do you like this new car? I love it. It's great. It's new. But tell me what it's going to be like years from now. Tell me like a Subaru Legacy. It has a horizontally opposed engine that can rack up the miles. That it offers anti-lock brakes like a Legacy so my new car can become an old car. Tell me. Give me names. A name like Bill Sandstrom who's driven his Subaru 330,000 miles. Stop talking news. Start talking sense. Tell me I got the money. I want to know what to drive.
Save up to $3,000 at your local Subaru dealer today.
Well, it was a good game, a bittersweet game, though, apparently, for Mark Griffith.
Yeah, there was some boos early on, and you heard Mark express his feelings about how they got hurt.
Not feeling too good.
Top of the show, but it was a win for the Redskins, albeit a costly one in terms of personnel. Darrell Green left the game in the fourth quarter. He suffered a broken radius bone in his right arm. The early reports are that he could be gone for as many as 2 months. We'll know more tomorrow. Tonight, what we know is the Redskins got balanced play from all three areas and matched the Falcons big play for big play. The result? The Skins down the Falcons 24-17. For the Redskins' perspective, let's take you inside for the Redskins locker room report.
Like two heavyweight fighters, the Falcons and Redskins exchanged big punches this afternoon. They shared 28 points in a little over 8.5 minutes in the second quarter. Desmond Howard made his NFL mark, scoring his first league touchdown. The result of this razzle-dazzle Brian Mitchell spot pass punt, 55 yards for the score. Though the play was designed and called for, it still caught the coaches somewhat by surprise.
Well, as soon as he caught the ball, I wasn't sure he was going to throw it because there was some congestion in front of him, but he threw an absolute perfect pass. Desmond had given him the numbers and gave him a great target, and really the fun thing about it for me is that it could have been 30 or 40 yards and still really helped it, but for Desmond to make the couple of moves to make it go all the way, it was just great for us.
I don't know, it was definitely a mutual effort. Brian, you have to watch the replay. I know it was at least 3 or 4 guys around here when he threw the ball, and he had to get hit while he was in motion to throw it, just like a quarterback. It's like ripping, throwing the ball and getting hit while he's in motion. So that was a heck of an effort on Brian's part.
I hadn't even seen him practice that one, so I was really surprised when they did that. I'm happy for him and Brian, actually. And for him, the first time he actually gets to touch it, to score a touchdown, is really great.
But the Falcons have their own dangerous weapon. Deion Sanders. Just 4 days ago, he left the baseball field. This afternoon, he left the Redskins special teams tackling the air. He returned the ensuing kickoff 99 yards for the score. The first time that's been done at RFK in 5 years. Overall, the Redskins say that was their only mistake on special teams, and after all, that was prime time.
I think we had a solid effort, and like the run with Deion made, just like last week, we had guys right on his leg, and we have to make tackles when we're in that position, but you can't take anything from Deion Sanders. He comes straight off a baseball field, running 90-something yard touchdown. Last week when Kelvin Martin ran, they both made great runs, It's not that we went down and just nobody was close around him. I cut him inside and 2 guys dove at his leg. He jumped up and just kept going.
Next possession, Skins went right back to work. Mark Griffith, solid day, 18 of 28, 181 yards and 2 touchdowns. This off the pump fake to Gary Clark, 16 yards for the score. Skins in front 21-7. It appeared they would close it out, but Chris Miller had his own big play. Skins in man-to-man coverage. Darrell Green slips and falls. That leaves Michael Haynes wide open, and Haynes turns this into an 89-yard touchdown play. Chris Miller could not believe how wide open Michael Haynes was.
I was trying to, hold the free safety in the middle. Then when I came and looked at Michael, I mean, there was nobody around him. I kind of had to double clutch to make sure I didn't miss him. He was so wide open, and he just got a real good release. And I think Darryl just kind of tied his shoelaces and fell down.
In a game loaded with big offensive plays, it is only fitting that the biggest play of the game was turned in by the defense. Kurt Gavea, fourth quarter, on a 4th and goal from the 9, intercepts Chris Miller. That's the game-saving play. The Redskins even up their record. They beat the Falcons 24-17.
I think we needed something that, at the end. They were down, they were driving, they were ready to score, and we just needed a big play. And just lucky for me, it was me that made the big play. It could have been someone else.
That probably was the biggest play this season so far to me, because it established the fact that we can make big plays when we're in the crunch position. And that was a crunch position. They scored, they're back in it. And I think that puts in our mind that we can score, we can get the ball back when we need it. And that to me was the biggest play.
Biggest play in a game loaded with big plays. Redskins are even up. They got their work cut out for them, too. Don't forget your complete NFL roundup moments away. George Michael joins you next on the Sports Machine. U.S. Open, the winner, Stefan Edberg, second straight year. Edberg in the far court, Sampras at the bottom of your screen. Sampras gets him running, goes to the lob. Edberg tracks it down, but Sampras is in great position for this overhead winner. Sampras and Edberg were playing some pretty decent tennis early on. As a matter of fact, Sampras won the first set rather handily. Again, it is Sampras with the serve, top of your screen. Again, Sampras uses the cross court to his advantage. He stretches out Stefan Edberg. He can't make the get. Two men split the first 2 sets before Edberg really turned it up. As Edberg surged, well, Sampras faded. You see, he was plagued with stomach cramps from last night in the semis. Edberg makes it look easy with the cross-court winner there. Stefan Edberg successfully defends his U.S. Open title. He wins it in 4 sets, 3-6, 6-4. 7-6 and 6-2. As for baseball, the Orioles continue to struggle. They lose this afternoon to Milwaukee 3-1, and Toronto is victorious as well, so they are now 5 behind. Ben McDonald, he's pitching well, but he's getting no run support. Top of the second, Dave Nielsen, line shot into the right field area, comes off the wall. That scores Greg Vaughn. Kevin Seitzer will leg it into third. The Brewers built a 2-0 lead before the second inning was over. Move now to the top of the 7th inning in this ballgame. It is still 2-0. Franklin Stubbs is the batter for the Brewers, and Stubbs lifts the fly ball into right field. Pat Listash is your runner at third base for the Brewers. He tags. Chito Martinez comes up with a beauty of a throw. Jeff Tackett is there in time to put the tag, and out at the plate is Listash. Stubbs couldn't get him home with the fly ball. Top of the 9th, Brewers lead 3-1. Dante Bichette, line drive, comes off the pitcher, Greg Olson. Right to third, though. Leo Gomez, the throw to Darrell Hamilton. Then Paul Molitor gets caught in the rundown between third and home. He's tagged out. Doesn't matter, though. The O's lose another one. They fall to the Brewers. The final there was 3-1.
All right. Thank you, Wally. And thank you. That's our news. Have a good night.
This Nissan Maxima is luxurious, but that's not the only reason to buy one. Some facts, then. In a recent comparison with Camry and Taurus, the editors of Car and Driver named Maxima SE the overall winner. And now a Maxima GXE comes with $2,200 worth of options at no charge, making it an excellent value. The specially equipped Maxima GXE. Only for a limited time, only at your Washington and Baltimore area Nissan dealer.
I'll be ready for him.
Good luck with Simpson tomorrow.
See you in the morning.
Club class from British Airways. A level of individual service that makes flying so enjoyable, so effortless. You arrive refreshed and a little more ready to do business.
Cloud? Not too tired after our flight, are we?
Well, Simpson, you know how these flights are.
British Airways, the world's favorite airline.
Caught an orphan bear cub. I found him up where I work.
Little ball of fur and fluff
and claws. he couldn't have survived in the wild. He would have lasted maybe 2 days. Taking care of this bear, housing him, etc., without help from the people at work, couldn't have done it. I intend on releasing him to the wild where he can go be a free bear.
There he goes.
Yep.
Do people look after nature so nature can live free? People do.
What happened with the Falcons?
Monday at 5.
Good evening, everybody. I'm George Michael, and welcome to The Sports Machine.